Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 5 of Overtime with BNT. I'm
It's
here.
overtime. And I put it on. Sorry, I'm my bad. We're gonna get so
No. It's okay, DRT. As long as you don't play the music, I'm pretty sure you can hum in it, then you're good. But as long as you don't play the music.
No actual tracks, and Ace Hood does not have to come for us. So we're good. Yeah, we're good.
But yes, allow us to reintroduce ourselves. My name's Brandon. I'm the B in the Overtime with B and T. I'm here with my partner. He can introduce himself.
Yes, sir. You already know what it is. It's Overtime with B and T. My name is Timothy. Full name. That's the full thing.
Yes,
and
sir.
I am so happy to officially introduce you to the new name for our podcast, Overtime with B&T, the last stop before the next week of football. I love it.
Sir.
I love it. So what do we have on the menu, my brother?
Well, we are now at week 8. I believe
sir.
It's week 8 right now. Yes.
Yep.
So, one thing I really want to get off my chest, first things first. This Monday, we found out about Odell Beckham Jr., top receiver in this league. He tore his ACL. He is now, I believe, 28 years old.
Jeez.
Talk to me. Do you think he'll be able to be the same Odell that we've grown to love and hate? Because I know there's some Odell haters out there who like, oh, why is he always yelling on the sidelines? Why is he always trying to make it about himself? The next Terrell Owens, this, that, and the other. So talk to me. Like, what's going on?
Well, it reminds me, personally speaking, of another individual, like the last ACL, I guess you could say, tear that was that substantial. Obviously, we have like subsequent that's happened after this one, but I think of Adrian Peterson. I think of when Adrian Peterson tore his knee, and this was 2016, right?
Was it
2016?
No, probably a bit earlier. Probably like 2014 time. I think 2014.
Yeah, it was 2014, yeah. So a couple of years before that, because 2017 he wasn't the Saints, but had more years with the Vikings. But yeah, and we all remember the injury: torn ACL, torn MCL, torn LCL. So we're talking about the lateral, the medial, and the anterior cruciate ligament. Now, obviously, this injury is very, very devastating for a football player. What does your ACL do? It allows you to cut. It allows you to stop on a dime. It allows lateral movement with for your lower body.
It pretty much like it keeps the knee from going too far back, I believe, and MCL keeps it from going too far forward. But pretty much it keeps everything in place.
It keeps everything in place, exactly. And I'm just like speaking for like the football move, as they call it.
Yeah.
We've seen what's it called, like the amount of pressure and the dynamic movements that you need to be doing, especially like as like, for example, a running back, you're going to be needing to be going in and out of pockets. And for a wide receiver, it's the route running that, like, for example, like it's the route running that matters the most, right? For example, like hamstring injuries, it's like when you're like this speed that's going to be hindered. But when it comes to ACL tears, it's the route running that's going to be affected. Now, bringing up Adrian Peterson, obviously he tore all three, and maybe with the help of some drugs, but with a lot of hard work and effort.
What are we talking? Well, I mean, this is off the record. You know, hopefully nobody who's of any importance in the NFL, hopefully they're not watching this. But what exactly are you talking about when you?
No. Hey, listen, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, like, for example, is it Toradol? Toradol is the drug that, like, it's not a drug, but I guess it's like it's a morphine that football players take. Obviously, they take the shot and they're able to go. I'm not saying that's illegal, or I'm saying like I recommend it. I'm not the expert, but I'm just saying, as a human being, when the body is torn up, it is like the process to healing obviously takes a gradual time. I'm not going to compare myself to Adrian Peterson. I'm not an athlete, but we can imagine what kind of, I could say prescriptions or recommendations the doctors made. That aside, what I actually was going to say was that his hard work and dedication brought him back. Because I actually watched like the entire recovery of Adrian Peterson coming back, and not just coming back to the same level, but coming back better than what he was. The year he came back, the man almost rushed for 2,000 yards in a single season.
He did get 2,000. He got like 208 or something. He needed like 9 more yards to beat Eric Dickerson's all-time.
So he got 2,000. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he wanted to break Eric Dickerson's all-time season record. And it was
he
like
got
9
subbed out
yards.
when I think the game was out of reach at that point.
The game was done.
Like,
yeah. And I guess maybe they don't want him to get hurt. Should have thought about that 2,000 yards ago. But regardless of which, somebody like Adrian Peterson, because of who he is on the inside, and like we know Adrian Peterson, not comparing his character to Odell, but he's a hard worker. Mm-hmm. That's a lunch pail kind of guy, who's just going to come in. Like, we've seen the trucking videos. We've seen all of it. So for me, personally speaking, injuries can come and go. Injuries can heal, but it's the individual up here that's going to determine whether Odell is going to come back to what we know him as. And I do believe Odell has grown in character. Like you said, he's 28 years old. A lot of I feel like Odell was that Odell one-handed catch was the birth of every Instagram one-handed catch you see people do online. Like literally before that video, nobody cared about the one-handed catch over your friends or on the high school football field. But post that video, that basically changed Instagram football media. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
I agree with you to a certain point because I've seen clips of Randy Moss. Do you remember the one over Darrelle Revis where he just caught it? But I think it's that degree of difficulty for which he caught it. Because remember he got PI and he reached it back behind him to catch that. So I think the degree of difficulty is what really made it such a wow,
and the touchdown.
My goodness, exactly.
And that was an and one. If this was NBA, that was an and one.
Exactly. And the touchdown, yeah. So I think 100%. It was just the degree of difficulty as well is what really made him such a global star. Because everybody know Odell. For the longest time, it wasn't Eli's team. Everyone was like, "Oh, we're going to go see Odell's team."
I thought Eli was benched. To be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty much. So I do think at first, just because getting back into the groove of things, he's gonna be a bit hesitant because obviously you still have to get back to trusting your body. You know what I'm saying?
Trusting your body is, oh my goodness, yeah. Sorry, continue.
Because then you'll make the one move you're like, oh, can I do that and not feel any pain? Can I do this? So I feel like obviously his hands will still be there. He's still a very good catcher of the ball. Everyone says his hands are gigantic.
It's the widest things. It's the widest things.
So obviously he'll still have the hands, but it's the after the catch. That's where he really sets himself apart from a lot of other receivers is his ability to take a slant and take it to the house.
The game against the Cowboys, that last touchdown to ice the game. Yeah, that is literally.
They did a reverse, and he just outran everybody.
It was nasty, and he literally outran guys because he ran from the one side, like you said, the reverse. Went back, they pushed him back at least 10 yards deep from the line of scrimmage, and he came around and beat every single player on the Cowboys team. So that cut is what that if he can once he can do that again, we will know he's back. So the question is, do you can obviously he'll make the catch. Even if you look at somebody what's our guy's name? Mike Evans.
Yes.
This guy's still suffering from a hamstring injury. Let's not.
He still doesn't feel like the unstoppable Mike Evans, and it's also been showing up in the stat sheet because even though I'm pretty sure he's top 5 in touchdown, but it's his yardage is not really as much as it used to be. But whether that's just him and Brady just trying to find things, because I know it's a lot of time a lot of his touchdowns are right at the goal line. Obviously, he's 6'5". It's hard to miss somebody like that in the goal line. You know
exactly.
But you're right with the whole hamstring injury. So like we're still seeing he's still kind of laboring with it. So he doesn't have that same type of speed that he normally has. And he's sneaky fast. Don't sleep. But yeah, he's sneaky fast.
I know. Yeah, of course. Sneaky fast is an excuse to say that he's not the obvious sprinter, but like just don't let him beat you. Like
Exactly.
everybody in the NFL should be sneaky fast. Like who enters the NFL as a wide receiver at least?
Yeah. Unless like you're somebody like
I said it before you said it.
Edelman, he's not really he's not really a fast receiver. Edelman, I watch Edelman, so I know a little something about.
I wrote a book on Edelman actually.
He's a lot. He creates his space with his ability to get routes, not because of his speed.
Yeah. Good
He finds those little spots in the zone before the defenders gets there. He'll beat you off of the line. He's got some good footwork. But if you're talking about him just run a streak route, don't expect him to do that.
I've seen him catch one. I think it was last year.
How often does he do it?
It was one.
Exactly.
It was like, I remember it was one of the last seasonal games, and it was like a deep ball from.
Yes.
It wasn't a touchdown. It wasn't a touchdown. It was like
because he's slow. He
did make it to the end zone. Yeah, I'm sorry. So and that's exactly why I bring up. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, that's exactly why I bring up the whole injuries because, like, I don't like. It would be a shame to see Odell only relegated to like red zone offense. You know what I mean? Like we want to see him make those highlight catches. We want to see him go down the field, catch the ball in traffic. You know what I mean? Make a move and he carries. You notice he carries the ball like LaShawn McCoy.
Yes,
like his hands are so big. He doesn't even talk. He doesn't even.
He doesn't cuff it. He
doesn't cuff it. He just.
Some guys they can get away with it. Some of the coaches be like, oh, that's just what he does. Yeah. They can't really say much because they probably see it in practice and he's taking it to the house. So it's like,
with hands like
players,
that,
you can get away with those type of get away with the whole non-proper technique.
So how should Zeke Elliott hold the ball?
That's what you sound like.
That Leonardo DiCaprio meme?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Take off the long sleeves, Zeke.
You just had to take a shot at Zeke.
Sorry.
You couldn't help yourself. You
were talking about fumbling. So you're talking about holding the ball. What was I supposed to do? But no. Back to our point. Obviously, you hope that this guy gets better because that's crazy if you think about it. 2-star players gone within 2 weeks. Through 2 weeks. Dak Prescott injured. Odell Beckham injured. I'm praying it doesn't look like this. Like people will obviously know, like football is not a sport where like there won't be any injuries. Like we all know it's the most
goes with the territory.
It goes with the sport, right? But you just really, really feel for these guys because man, even I'm thinking of like when I hurt my hamstrings, like bro, like you just said it right there. The amount of trust. I don't even trust myself going top speed anymore. Yeah. I'm running. I was just practicing, just doing 50-yard dashes, not too long ago.
Then you feel a little twitch. You're like,
Exactly.
Because you remember the pain and you remember you don't like that feeling. So you're like, maybe I
just pull it back a little. I'm actually going to go to get it checked tomorrow. That's another aside. But I'm going to the doctor tomorrow to see what's going down.
You still need to do a foot race at some point in time. You'll probably beat me by a couple of seconds, but I still got to try.
I just told you about my handicap here. Man's are going to be using a wheelchair.
I want you when you're healthy. Don't even worry about that.
Okay. I came out of high school 4'7".
I've never timed my 40-yard or 100-yard. I've never timed any of that.
Did you used to do 100-yard dashes in
I never used to
grade school?
I never
did that.
Actually, in grade school, track and field, I was a sprinter.
Yeah.
But I came third in the race that I needed to win, and I didn't get to go to
No, Rob, sir. No,
I didn't get to go. It was a dark day still. It was a dark
But
day.
they'll still tell you your time. I don't know if you remember.
We never timed anything.
I never. Oh, so it was just first place,
Yeah.
second place. Okay,
First and second that went on to the main events.
Men's were that slow that they didn't even need the time to know the difference. You can clearly see the margin. He's last.
Pretty much.
Okay, so I'll ask you, like, speaking of the Browns, now that we know that the Browns are a running team, clearly. Kareem Hunt. Well, take that in. Nick Chubb is gone too, right?
I don't
know if he's
when
back.
did he even get injured?
It was, I think, like at least 4 or 5 weeks ago. Because it's been Kareem Hunt the entire time, if you've noticed.
And Kareem Hunt, he's balling.
Oh, Kareem Hunt's a weapon. So that's what I'm saying. You had Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, you had Jarvis Landry, and you have Odell. 2 of those guys are gone from each position. How do you see their offense panning out? Because their division, we all know who's in their division.
Mm-hmm.
Tough division. And
Big Truz. Big Ben.
Big. Do they just call him Claypool? Hey, Mapletron, whatever you want to call him. So that's what I'm saying. What is this Browns team going to look like moving forward?
I still think they could be in a position to get into the playoffs. Just because, like, if let's not forget, before Odell got there, a lot of people had some stock on Baker Mayfield. He put up the best touchdown for a rookie QB. I think he beat out Peyton Manning that year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Peyton Manning was dying, so like,
Peyton Manning, he had a horrible rookie year. Pretty sure a horrible rookie and second year. So
like his rookie beat Peyton Manning's rookie year is what you're saying. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, until what's his name, Baker Mayfield gets into the playoffs, he shouldn't even be in the conversation with Peyton, no matter what direction he beats. So,
don't shoot the messenger. I just look at the numbers there.
Did you see 300? Did you see what they did that messenger?
This isn't 300. This isn't 300. This isn't 300. Cut it out.
It should be.
Cut it out. But yes, I do believe. Remember, there's 3 wild card spots, so I think they could still be in the hunt by week 17. Like they'd be fighting for a playoff spot. The defense shows up sometimes, even though they just let Joe Burrow march up and down the field on them.
I mean, it was disgusting. It was like their secondary is. I thought the Saints secondary was bad, but the Brown secondary.
Did you see that play by Denzel Ward where he just like slid across the grass to get underneath a block? I was like, how did you do that? Yeah. He's a witch. He's a witch. How? Fam, that's grass. It wasn't even raining either. How did he just slide like that?
It was hard grass. It was hard grass.
What?
Yeah, no, exactly, man.
I do believe that they could potentially sneak in to the playoffs. I wouldn't say it with confidence. I wouldn't bet money on it, but I think they at least 8 to 9 wins. Maybe
8 to 9 wins. I mean, I believe that, and they have, even if you look at depth wise, they have what it takes to do it. All they need to do is just execute smartly. Execute, exactly. Execute. I know it's super cliche. We have all the talent on the team. All we gotta do is just execute. Yes, we all know that. Jets can't say that, but I wonder what the Jets say during their post game conference. Playoffs. That's basically what they say. Point being, you're absolutely right when it comes to execute. I'm looking at their next couple of games: Raiders, Texans, Eagles, Jaguars, Titans. I see them winning 2 out of those 4 games because Titans and and Raiders, I don't see them beating those 2 guys, but I see them going, with like you said, with the weapons that they have, currently. Yeah. So I think the team is not dead. The team is hurt, but it's not. It can't recover. It can recover. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I hear you. Well, Cleveland. I saw this one meme on the internet where it goes with Baker Mayfield as QB, where he accepts the underdog role, balls out, talks about how the media doesn't give them any respect, plays bad, and then the next game and repeat. Hopefully he's able to change up that cycle this time around.
What was it? That's hilarious. Plays bad. Like, you literally just told, that's just outside noise. None of that matters in this locker room. And what was he quoting? Wasn't he quoting DMX in this most
I think he was.
Rough Riders, like, stop, drop, shut him down, open up shop. Yeah, you should have included that ACL tear in that verse. Bottom line, Baker Mayfield just, like I said, stay out of his own way. Don't let him get in. Don't let the outside word, is Cleveland going to tank? Odell's gone. Just keep, like, basically, they just need to stay according to the game plan. A lot easier said than done now with a missing starting wide receiver, but if they stick to the run game like they do, Jarvis Landry's still a weapon. Let's not pretend like he's not Odell 2.0. If Odell was Netflix, Jarvis Landry would be Amazon Prime. If Odell was, we'll give you another one. If Odell was,
he's McDonald's and Jarvis is Burger King.
It's pretty low. Okay, yeah. If Odell was Swiss Chalet, Jarvis is like Harvey's Long Live the Grill.
Okay, all right.
Still good food. You know what I mean? It just comes at a cheaper price. So you can still do the one-hand catches. If anything, he'll probably show his skills more now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jarvis, he never really had a issue connecting with Baker as well, because the year before they were just rolling on cylinders before Odell got there. So
exactly.
We'll see.
I can't believe I'm actually even talking about Cleveland. Let's just talk about how far they've come from. Like, it was about time.
Oh, it's 16 times.
And that's what I'm saying. I thought the team with like the worst record gets like the number one pick. They've had the worst record for the longest time. Why did it take them so long to get good now?
Hey, sometimes it works out that way. They had a lot of misses too, so
true.
Johnny Manziel,
wasn't he in XFL not too long ago, like 3 years ago?
Who?
He was Johnny Manziel. He was playing in a different league.
He was in CFL at one point.
Exactly. They had our boy Tyrod Taylor for a little bit, and he got injured.
They had Robert Griffin at one point as well.
Yeah.
Hey, man. What could have been with that guy? What could have been?
I think that was like, I'll never forget. Oh my gosh! Now that you made me think about it, that what's it called game? That playoff game, which is with
the leg. Oh my!
Washington used to be known as blank skins, and like
seeing that back, it was like, oh my! But I think he wanted to go in as well. I think he pressured them. They shouldn't have let him, but he pressured them. He's like, "Yo, let me play. Are
you sure?
I think so.
This guy, like, you want to talk about actual Megatron? Like, that leg looked like a Decepticon. There was so much like iron around it, and I'm just like, man, how is this guy going to survive this game? And just when
they were winning that game too before he left the first time, and then he came back, and then it was just
the way that cleat dug into the ground, and you see his whole body just drop. Oh man! He's
onto something else. But since you mentioned the Seahawks, the Seahawks, we have to talk about that Sunday night prime game that just happened with the Seahawks versus the Cardinals. A 37-34 game where the Cardinals won with a field goal kick in overtime.
I mean, after 17 missed field goal kicks, but that's besides the point. It's
Talk
whoever
to
wins
me.
and loses. Listen, for the record, I'm going to say it right now. Mr. Unlimited is still unlimited. I don't care what you say. Because I said it once and I'll say it again. Russell Wilson puts you in the best position to win whenever he has the ball. Those floaters that he throws,
that one to end the first half.
Exactly. You cannot deny this guy's D balls are the prettiest. I don't want to use that word, but the most elegant things you've ever seen. Oh, look at his face. It's true.
I don't like how that sounded. I feel like there's a pause somewhere in there. Oh my god, that show, dude. But I'll let you continue.
I
Continue.
know. I was in the moment.
Continue.
I'm sorry. I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder. Continue.
It needed to be stolen. It needed to be paused for a second or two. But no, like honestly, like when I look at Russell Wilson, he's such a good player. He like literally like another game where he scrambles more than he gets more yards than his own running back.
Yep.
And like it goes back to what we were saying. Let me just say this. The offense makes a better defensive stop than the defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
DK Tron's 99-yard run to catch Buda Baker was a better defensive stop than anything the defense did that whole game. I rest my case.
I agree with everything except the Tron part, but hey, this defense is like I used to like when I was in football back in high school. Yeah. Whenever we weren't like playing games, we have just regular shirts that we put over our pads, right? And I remember this one shirt I had after just like we were doing a lot of tackling drills that day. This shirt came back. There was so many holes in it just from like all the buttons and like all the crevices in the pads. That shirt that I had, it paled in comparison to this Seattle Seahawks secondary and just defense in general. There's just way too many holes in it. They suck. Swiss cheese got nothing on them.
Like, whoa. Like you said, you know those pennies that we used to wear back in like
Seneca? Yes, all like the little dots. Yep. So many holes, bro. It's just horrendous. Like,
and like you know, even like I said, obviously, until my Saints show otherwise, in my mind, they're still the worst secondary that I've ever seen. But if you look at that bomb that Murray dropped to our guy, DeAndre Hopkins, for that touchdown, his face, the camera slowed down and showed Murray's face, and he was smiling before he even threw the ball. What do you think he was looking at and made him smile?
You know what he was looking at? He saw a touchdown. That's what he saw.
He literally just saw holes all across the field.
I think he also saw Hopkins. I think he was in single coverage as well. I don't think there was a safety over the top. I think there was just a single high safety on that play. But you should know better than to give DeAndre Hopkins a chance.
And it goes back to what you're saying is that if like think about how the Legion. I don't want to compare them to Legion of Boom because different players, different era, different time years ago. But like you should at least know how to play individuals like that. We say it once, we say it again. Belichick would have said, and obviously that's another conversation that we're going to talk about later. But we will not let your best weapon we will not let your best weapon beat us.
Yes.
Why would a defensive plan ever scheme man to man against
without safety help over the top either?
Without safety help over the top. If your cornerback is not Stephon Gilmore or somebody like Jalen Ramsey. If it's just who
is their cornerbacks they have now?
Well, they have the two brothers. They have the two Griffin brothers.
Yeah, but
and Trey Flowers.
Shaquem Griffin, he's a linebacker though. So.
Oh, he's a linebacker. Okay.
Is Quandre Diggs? I remember Quandre Diggs. I don't know if he was playing in that game, but I don't know. Like those DBs there. Ugh.
Exactly. And like I said, the best thing, like I even thought they were gonna turn around after DK Tron stopped Buda Baker on that 3-yard line, and they went 4 and out. Like they literally got the ball back, so the defense came.
I thought that was gonna be the end of it, but then the defense for the Cardinals, they were able to get a couple of stops on Russell Wilson, and it gave the Cardinals a chance to put up some points, and they did.
Exactly.
You know, they also missed Jamal Adams too.
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask you, was he injured or
he's been injured since the Cowboys game? I think he pulled his groin.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah, exactly. Like
fun fact. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
The Seattle Seahawks, I believe they only have 9 sacks on the year. Guess who is leading their team in sacks?
Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams. And he has 3 of those sacks. Let that sink in. They have no pass rush.
Nothing. They have nothing.
And it's like they only get pressure if they're blitzing Jamal Adams, because they're not going to send Jamal Adams every single time, because then they'll just get a running back to chip him or something. And
easy work, easy
somebody's
work.
open.
Exactly.
Like,
and you're trusting those guys in the past.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like, I also saw they traded for Carlos Dunlap.
Yeah, they're getting Dunlap, who's leaving the Bengals. This guy sold his house before they even made the trade was complete. This guy I'm out of here. I'm done with this city. I'm done. As they're getting me killed over here, wasting my career. But yeah, so they're getting Dunlap. And like you said, the fact that they're missing, like, it was already a bad defense, hence the reason they went to get Jamal Adams. So it kind of like this is what we're seeing is what the defense would have been in the beginning of the year if they didn't make that Jamal Adams trade.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically,
I think what they were hoping when they got Adams is that him and guys like Wagner and guys like Shaquille Griffin, they can give up yards, but they're hoping that those guys can make a couple of plays that makes up for it, like a Jamal Adams interception or a strip sack or something like that. I think that's the angle they're going for, but it's like Adams is hurt now, so it's like, what do you got now? What you go do now?
That's a lot of hope and prayer, which is what you've said it before. Is
they also miss Clowney as well. They miss Clowney as well.
But Clowney didn't even get sacks like that though. He didn't get sacks like that.
He's a game wrecker. He doesn't get a lot of sacks, but you still have to account for him on the field.
That's true.
I feel like he's better as like a run stopper, so to speak. Like he does a lot of like clogging up running lanes, so I like that's where he really shines specifically. I remember when he first came out of the draft, I was like, yo, this dude's about to be the next big deal. Yeah. I remember when he was in college, all the signs were Clowney with a chance of pain.
Remember? Okay. And you think Mr. Unlimited is worse than that? But remember when he, what's it called? Was it like the tackle in the backfield on that running back in that college game? Like that play basically was his version of the Odell catch, where this guy just blitzed through the line of scrimmage and just made the tackle in the backfield, and everybody was, and it was like the tackle, fumble for a loss, and the fumble recovery by him, like all 3 in one. So it was just like, yo, this guy's gonna be a weapon. No, man, it was him and TJ Watt on JJ Watt on team, and JJ Watt being double teamed, and I think JJ Watt still got more sacks than he did. So that's why I was just like, I don't know, man.
Hey, we can't also disrespect JJ. He's a once in a lifetime type of player as well.
Clearly not, because his brother is doing the same thing.
Well, because he's injured. Like if he didn't, like he had like 2 back-to-back seasons where he had season-ending injuries. So like if he didn't have like obviously the wear and tear, we wouldn't even be talking about TJ. But they still share the same DNA, so. But yeah, I believe JJ is a bit bigger than
way bigger, way bigger.
TJ plays outside linebacker. JJ plays on the D line.
Yeah, exactly. And that arm thing is never gonna leave, eh? So that's like permanent with him.
I never knew like what did he injure.
I have no idea.
I thought it was just aesthetic at one point as well.
You know, right? You never know when these players, like even for Gronk, I'm like, oh. Gronk doesn't need
for him, it was because he had that forearm injury, and like he used to wear it when he first came back, and I guess it just became second nature for him to always put it on. Because like even with Brady, like remember he tore his ACL in 2008. Yes. And like he used to wear the knee brace, but now he still wears it even though he doesn't need the knee brace. It's just, I guess it's like a superstitious thing for
him. Of course, and it's just a comfort thing at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of ACL tear, Brady tore his ACL. I remember that game. It was like
Bernard Pollard.
That injury was actually very
Bernard Pollard.
Very ugly.
That was against the Chiefs as well.
Yeah, man. Chief Kingdom, baby. People can come back from the ACL is why I'm bringing it up. So it's all about mentality, though. The one thing that somebody like Tom Brady and Adrian Peterson have in common is this: mindset. So
For
yeah,
sure,
just
for sure.
going back to that. But yeah, just last thoughts on Seahawks. For me, at the end of the day, I was disappointed at I'm not disappointed because like he did all he could, but like he did throw the ball into an interception to a rookie, Russell Wilson, and that basically what led to the field goal at the end of the game. I feel like
Hey,
he just
man.
ran out of gas. I feel like he just ran out of gas because
Mr. Unlimited ran out of gas.
He
You
is
tell me
unlimited.
Mr.
He's
Unlimited
He's
ran
unlimited.
out of gas? That's
So you
crazy.
can bring your face closer to the camera. You can bring closer to the camera all you want. Doesn't mean it doesn't mean he ain't unlimited, fam. Because he throw an interception, I'm still going to the trenches with Russell Wilson, and he'll do the exact same thing the next game. He's gonna come back. Everybody's got a game, bro.
Hey,
They
man.
played for 2 hours.
That play call though, it was pretty clever. They bluffed like they were gonna send the house, and then Simmons he dropped back into coverage. Wilson's expecting he's gonna have to get rid of the ball quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
But I was gonna say, what do you think about Buda Baker so far? Because obviously we've known about him.
I think
but
he's
like,
gonna be
level,
in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. He's been playing very nice this year.
Is because this is contract year too. I think so.
Is it?
I think so. I think this is contract year, or they just paid him recently. I think they just paid him, but like
yes, I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they did.
This guy turned it like he got concussed during that game, or we thought he got concussed. Remember, he was knocked out.
Yes.
Came off the field, came back, and got 3 more tackles. Like, this guy is a weapon, and I didn't expect it. I love the way he runs too. He runs so high. But oh man, that chase down, DK, that cat. Are you kidding? What, did you think he was gonna catch him?
I thought so. I thought so.
Sure.
The way he was charging in like a raging bull, I was like, oh, he's gonna catch it. It's just a matter of if Buddha will be able to get to the end zone before he gets caught. But
there's been 3 chase downs that I've like. Obviously, the Julio one where he chased like against the guy from I think it was the Bengals or which team was chasing. But nonetheless, Julio caught that guy half. He didn't even let him get any further than like 40 yards or 30 yards. I'm thinking about the one the Broncos versus the Patriots when Ben Watson chased down.
Yes, I remember that one. I don't remember who he was chasing though.
He's like one of the Champ Bailey. It was Champ Bailey. He chased down Champ Bailey.
I forgot about Champ Bailey. Bro. I'll be honest with you, bro.
I know. It's like one of those unspoken.
He's one of the all-time great cornerbacks.
Definitely. But yeah, like, and it's always like from the other side of the field.
You know what it is? Sometimes they're not even expecting. They think they just have a home run. And so, maybe they kind of ease up or they're not going as hard as they can. And then you just see a missile coming in. They're like, oh,
Yes, absolutely. But like, don't they see them in like the jumbo?
Sometimes they're not looking up at the jumbo. They're just looking straight. I know I am. I don't see nothing when I have the ball.
Yo, they need to whoever's out there online, guys. Whoever's like a programmer, they need to make a version of Crash Bandicoot. You know when he's running away from the boulders? They just have just behind Crash as he's running. Or like,
someone needs to edit that. Someone needs to edit that one. Someone needs to edit that one. You're absolutely right.
They just have him get run over. Dude, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable,
Definitely.
Man. And like those plays are the reason why I love watching football. It's like honestly, like the game,
the hustle plays.
It's the hustle plays, man. Like you're just like the amount of speed, because that's 100 yards the man covered. Because he had to come around. Yeah, that's 100 yards he covered at top speed. They said he was going like 22 something kilometers an hour. Who knows? But
fast. I just say fast. He was moving fast.
Exactly.
But moving on to the next topic.
Before you go on, how do you see Kyler Murray going forward from this game? Because a lot of people say he can throw. He's been missing a lot of shots. He has a big arm, but like, his accuracy is bad. From that game forward, moving, how do you think he's going to do?
I feel like the best is yet to come for Kyler. I believe personally.
Yeah, same. One of a kind. And this guy, obviously, baseball background.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely come a long way. But yeah.
I don't know if it was me or you, but it was a little bit of static that was going.
Yeah, it said my internet just unstable for a second, but I think it's okay now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay,
but
cool. Anyways, moving on to the next topic there. So, my New England Patriots. Let's discuss.
All yours, brother. We just sit back and listen to this.
What's our record now? What is our record? Let me look at this record. We are now 2-4.
2-4.
I never thought I'd live to see this day, huh? I never thought I didn't think it would come so soon when I'd finally have to say that I'm in the poverty line.
What? You thought it was gonna be forever? You thought the dream was gonna last for an eternity?
I thought I'd have, a bit of gray hair in my head, a full face of beard, and probably a couple of grandchildren or something. I don't know.
It was sooner or later he was gonna retire. Like, come on, you know what? You know what would have happened if would have kept that if you guys kept Jimmy Garoppolo. If you kept Jimmy Garoppolo and maybe an actual wide receiver, maybe you could have seen them in the playoffs for like what? Your option was before Cam Newton. Your option was Mr. Hoyer and Stidham.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You're telling me Jimmy wouldn't have played?
Hey.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know. It's a tough one, man. Sorry.
Where'd he go? Damn.
You can't see me?
You can't see me? You were lagging out on me for a little bit there.
I know. You were too for a second. Connection's terrible.
Well, anyways,
but yeah,
this Patriots team on offense is just, it's not good. They haven't scored a touchdown in like 2 weeks now. We haven't scored a touchdown since the Chiefs game. That's bad.
That's gonna be a record.
We only have 3 passing touchdowns on the year. And I'm pretty sure all 3 of them were like right at the goal line too. So that's
tight ends.
Yeah, one was a fullback, another was a tight end. So.
And didn't N'Keal Harry get injured that game against the previous game?
Oh yes, that was another one that got a touchdown. N'Keal Harry, he got one of those touchdowns. That was in the Chiefs game. Yes, he did get injured. I believe there was a concussion. They were saying.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, because he was staggering. He was staggering when they were taking him off the field, and I was just like, "Yo, this guy doesn't."
Edelman's hurt now too.
Injury.
I'm just preparing for a top 10 pick at this point in time. I'm ready. I'm ready to. I don't think we're gonna be that bad to get Trevor Lawrence. I believe he's either going first or second. I don't think we're gonna get the first or second pick.
It's like such a huge paradigm shift because the Patriots have never been in this position. Oh, they have been in years. In 2 decades. 2 decades. Exactly. That's crazy. Like, could this be I don't know, I guess you could say a rebuild season for the Patriots?
I'm hearing rumors about Gilmore getting traded too, and I'm like, oh my.
You know who he might go to?
Who would he go to?
As you see me shining my Saints hat. Can you see me shining my Saints hat?
I see it, but I am trying to figure out what type of delusion that you are living in. What do the Saints have that the Patriots could want for Stephon Gilmore?
Jameis Winston.
For those of you who may be listening to this and not watching this on YouTube, I'm giving Tim the Bradley Beal face.
I'm kidding.
Jameis Winston for Stephon Gilmore. I better be getting a first round pick with that if that's the case.
You didn't let me finish. They need a quarterback. And you and I have already said it. Jameis Winston threw 3,000 yards last season. Okay?
5,000, but he also threw 30 picks as well. So.
Whatever.
It's a double-edged sword. It is. Make sure one edge is not as sharp as the other, though. That's all you got to do. Just sharpen one side. And think about it. All this sitting behind Drew Brees, you think he's just chopped liver? No, man. He's been learning. He's been learning, huh? He's been picking up the... Okay.
And he had LASIK surgery? What? He can see now. He probably was seeing...
He's just seen blurs. He's seen blurs.
You get a pick. That's what it was. But now he can see 5,000 yards. He's learned behind Drew Brees. And, of course, we're going to give you, listen, at this point right now, where the Saints secondary is, bro, I'm willing to sell first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth round for the next 2 years for Stephon Gilmore.
Really? That's how confident you feel with Gilmore, huh?
If Gilmore comes to our secondary, we're going to the Super Bowl. I've said it right here. Put my hammer down on
Y'all heard it here. If the Saints were ever to get their hands on Stephon Gilmore, they are going to the Super Bowl, according to him.
Janoris Jenkins on one side, push Marshall Lattimore to sit on the bench, and put Stephon Gilmore. Are you kidding me? Two of Jack Rabbit and Billy Locke, it's over. And then our offensive line is already playing stout. Not our offense, our defensive line is already playing stout, getting so much pressure.
Yeah, I know what Cameron Jordan brings every week, so I can't really deny you that.
It's just those big plays that's going to cost us. But like I said, this is a Patriots conversation. I feel like they may be looking to rebuild.
I don't think they're looking for a rebuild specific. I think it's more of a retool, so to speak.
What happens when you have to retool 80%
because
of the team?
The defense is still showing up. They didn't really do much versus the 49ers, but we can't forget as okay they've been this year, they still went to the Super Bowl last year. They still got ballers. Deebo Samuel can ball. That rookie Brandon Ayuk can ball. George Kittle can ball. The running back, he was killing the Patriots on Sunday. So they do a lot of after the catch work.
Yeah. It's those remember we had that conversation between Kyle Shanahan's offense, Bill Belichick's defense. It's those swing those reversals,
misdirections.
Misdirections, that's the one I'm looking for. And to be honest, I don't really blame the Patriots defense, because even the game against what did they just previously play?
The Rams.
The Broncos game. It was bare field goals. It was just field goals that was beating them. So, think about it. That means the defense was stopping them.
Yeah.
But Cam Newton was just giving the ball away, which meant the defense just had to come back on the field. The Patriots, but my goodness, your defense can't play 80% of the game, right? And same with the 49ers game. You just can't keep giving. There was one throw that I looked at Cam and I'm just like, man. I remember we had this conversation.
There was one to Fred Warner where it wasn't open, and Fred Warner just snatched that
just
one.
Took it out of the air, man. And I was like, I hope it hit the ground. Nah, it didn't. And we had this conversation where we were just like, yo, this summer, all the posts, all the comeback season for Cam, I'm praying.
It's not looking good now.
I'm praying this comes true, because if
it's not looking good right now.
The receipts are pages long.
Yep.
And if it was okay, maybe the wide receivers can't catch the ball, but it's interceptions. Interceptions. What's the one thing? The one thing that you do to definitely lose a game is give the ball back to the offensive.
Definitely can't give them more possessions than they should have.
Right? So I don't know. Maybe he should just if there's nothing open, I'm running.
But you can't rely on that forever, though. That's the thing. You can't rely on it forever.
I guess, but at least he can do it. And he can do it until that now becomes like a problem for the defense. So like they're spying on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then now
somebody else gets open now because you have to spy for.
Exactly. It's just, it's Cam, man. Like Cam, I don't like
help him.
Exactly.
But like, even like, I just look at the pieces that he is surrounded with. I don't think even Tom Brady would be able to do anything with these guys. Yeah. I really don't think so. Like, Jacoby Myers right now is the best weapon they have. Jacoby Myers and Damiere Byrd. So, like, thank you. I ain't even gonna say anymore. I ain't gonna say
Jacoby Myers, but like, who's that second person you say?
Exactly. He was like the 6th string seed on the Cardinals the year before.
Oh my god!
So it's like
Cardinals. At least
Cam's gotta play better, but it's like the weapons aren't making it easier for him either.
It's 2 bad things happening right now, and like you really gotta like. Well, like obviously, when a whole team is doing bad, the blame is gonna go on the QB.
Definitely.
So like he's gonna take the blame for all those lackluster wide receivers because no one's gonna be like, "Hey, Jacoby Myers, why aren't you?"
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Like, if you listen to those interviews, he's saying all the right things. He's like, "Oh, I trust the guy we have," but it's like, if he's sitting down with his homies, he's thinking to these guys like, "Man, look at these people they have."
Yo, suck.
he wouldn't ever admit that in public, but behind closed doors, he's not really a happy camper.
And we talked about it before, and we were joking about it, saying that, oh, he took a lackluster wide receiver core to the Super Bowl of the Panthers. But fam, he'd be praying for Olsen and Ted Ginn right now.
He doesn't even have an Olsen. That's even worse.
It's scary, man. Like, he's like, yo, at least somebody to catch them. Oh, man, like that's terrible. Like, it hurts to watch now because you're just like 3 and outs. Interception, 3 and outs, interception, field goal. Like, they were losing by like putting points, but like the other, like they're literally losing to teams. Like, you know how people say, oh, did they lose or was that team just playing well? No, they're just losing to teams.
Yep.
Like, that Broncos game showed me, for example, exactly. I'm like, the Broncos team aren't good, but Cam is making them look like world beaters just because he just keeps giving it away.
And look what happened when they faced Kansas City. Beat out of the water.
Beat by every level. Offense, defense, special teams, coaches, supporting staff, trainers, cheerleaders. Everyone swept the floor with the Broncos. It's crazy. And for me, I love Daniel Swanson for some strange reason. There's something I love so much about that guy. Like, he's such a good player.
I remember there was this one game last year versus the Charger. I think it was a Thursday night game where like he was getting cooked all up and down, and I was like, "Yo, this guy sucks, bro." And then at the end of the game, he gets the game-ending interception. I was like,
that's usually what goes down. Goes down. If you look at what's it called in the Super Bowl, he was getting smoked by George Kittle, and just when you need him the most, he made a clutch play. He makes some clutch plays. So
more power to him. He shows up when he absolutely needs to. So
exactly. That's the mantra for the Kansas City Chiefs. We show up when you need us.
Pretty much. But moving on, Patriots do better.
Rest
or
in
else
peace.
I'll be an unhappy camper.
That scarf is getting tighter and tighter around his neck. So please, I don't want him to hurt himself. I don't want to hurt himself.
Next, let's talk about who we got for the MVP. Who is in your top 3 MVP right now?
Well. That's a.
All right, let me just ask for the next
just
two.
Season MVP or
the season on MVP
or the offensive and defense. Oh, that's just different.
We'll discuss that.
We'll discuss that down the line. Yeah,
I want to hear your top 3 candidates. Well, maybe the next 2, because I already know who you have as a lock for number 1.
Say it.
Mr. Unlimited.
Yo, timestamp that, man. Whoever's watching, timestamp when Brandon did that so I can rub it in his face every single time we come back on the episode. But no, obviously, standout character, Mr. Unlimited, doing what has never been done before, leading the Seahawks by himself through 7 games. Outside of Mr. Unlimited, when you say most valuable player, we're talking about is it the most valuable? Because think about it, most valuable player is like the person that has been valued the most on their team, right?
Yeah.
I have to put my boy Alvin Kamara into that conversation. What? Oh, there he goes. What's with the reaction? Give me a running back, because yes, nobody respects
Derrick Henry.
Backs. I wasn't done.
Okay.
Outside of Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara has been literally carrying this team on his shoulders at every phase of the game. Catching in the backfield, runs after the catch, just runs from the line of scrimmage. Those are 2 things that Derrick Henry doesn't really do too much of. His catches are like minimal at best, or he just runs, 94 yards if he gets the ball handed off. But did you see Alvin Kamara's tap catch to keep the drive going against the Detroit Lions? I know you saw that. Oh, no, against the Chargers. I know you saw that. See? Exactly. He doesn't watch Saints games, guys. He doesn't watch Saints games. I'm going to say somebody who is the most valued on his team right now, who could be a candidate, I'm putting Alvin Kamara on the list. I've made my case for him. Number three, who is that valued on a team? Depending on how he continues to play, I might have to include either Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the last 2 minutes, I just had to listen to my partner of this show tell me that Alvin Kamara, a running back.
See how he's already discriminatory by adding a running back?
He's saying to me that he deserves to be second on his MVP list, ahead of somebody like Tom Brady, ahead of somebody like Aaron Rodgers, ahead of Derrick Henry. Who else? Ahead of somebody like Ryan Tannehill, ahead of Patrick Mahomes. He has Alvin Kamara.
Patrick Mahomes didn't throw a single touchdown last game. What are you saying?
I'm just trying to make a point. This Alvin Kamara, out of all people, is your number 2, is what I'm hearing right now.
From the way he's playing, yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you are committed 100%. To that.
All right. I'm committed. Down.
This is our Week 8 MVP. Let's see how things shake up towards the end of the season. We're already halfway through the season. We'll get to the 3rd quarter of this season, and we'll revisit this conversation. But for me, the MVP will be Russell Wilson if the season ended today. Behind him, I have Aaron Rodgers, and behind him, I have Tom Brady.
So 3 quarterbacks.
That's right.
Can we at least just make it?
You know what it is?
Put one that's not a quarterback, please.
For some reason, running backs have to be playing completely out of their mind if they want to get an MVP. Look at the last 2 running backs who won MVP. We had Adrian Peterson, and he put up the 2K rushing yards. And the one before that, I believe, was LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah,
and he had like 31 total touchdowns.
Most touchdowns by any player, actually, in one season.
By a non-quarterback.
By a non-quarterback, yeah, quarterback. Yeah. So
unless Alvin Kamara turns into LaDainian Tomlinson or Adrian Peterson the rest of this way, I don't see him being that high on the MVP list. I'm sorry.
But do you see how unfair that is?
Hey, the person who touches the ball the most, they'll always get that preference.
Yeah, I guess. That's a point that makes sense.
Unless your name is Lawrence Taylor. So
okay, so Lawrence Taylor year, what did he do? Why was he so effective that he completely deserved that award that year? He doesn't touch the ball. Or maybe
I wasn't alive to watch that year.
We would never know.
You'll have to ask somebody who's a bit older than me about that question.
Hey, your dad might know, you know.
He might.
He might know.
I'm gonna have to ask him.
But yeah, the reason I just believe so is that, man, your picks are good. Like I said, those picks are part of my picks. I just wanted
Pretty
to
standard.
I just wanted to throw in, like, to be honest, it could literally be either Alvin Kamara or Derrick Henry because I'm biased, but then I'm not biased. I'm biased because I used to play running back, but I'm not biased because I'm giving somebody outside of the quarterback an opportunity because I'm thinking about who is more valuable to the Titans right now. Who would the Titans, like, if the Titans got rid of Derrick Henry and the Titans got rid of Tannehill, which would be a bigger difference on that football team? Let's
Derrick
be honest.
Henry.
Thank you. That Red Tannehill, like, they could literally insert player here. They could put Fitzpatrick in there. Not saying he would be on the same level of consistency, but like he could still get the job done to a certain extent. You take away Derrick Henry, no more 94 yards. No more runs after the, like, yes, AJ Brown is there, but still. He just makes that game out of reach unless you run against the stone. Oh my gosh. I watched that stone wall from, what's the player's name? He has such a cool name. The guy that tackled
he was a safety who made that stop there too. And that dude was hurting afterwards. He was hurting afterwards.
Bro, for the team.
It took everything for him to – they still scored the touchdown. The fact that he was able to stop him there, respect.
Watch that in real time and you hear the sound that it makes. Oh, my goodness. I'm just like, I couldn't be in the NFL. I'm sorry. I could be, but, like, bro, I'm sliding. Don't call me for any goal line stops or nothing. But yeah, so like that's what I said. Take Derrick Henry away, and you're not getting those moments. If you go to the Saints, Drew Brees, Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara. To be honest, Drew Brees literally is the quarterback that puts us in the best position of winning. Because if you watch the Saints, okay, look at his eyes. If you actually watch the Saints games, which I know he doesn't, if you watch the Saints games, Drew Brees' 2-minute drives, his intelligence in actually like putting the ball where it needs to be is
except downfield, but neither here nor there.
Yeah, Josh Allen puts the ball downfield too, and it gets picked off or no yards. So what do we say? What are we doing over here? Bam! Put your team in the best position to win. Bottom line is what I'm saying. Alvin Kamara, take him away from that team. Our team is 1-5 right now. That's all I'm gonna say. Our team is 1-5. So that's why I always have to say, who, like, even if you put the Buccaneers, bro, bring Fitzgerald back with this offensive line.
Fitzpatrick,
or Fitzgerald. Exactly. Put Fitzgerald. Put Fitzpatrick back with that offensive line, with that defense. They're winning a lot of games. They may lose, but they're going to be winning a lot of games. So that's why I feel like the reason why you look at somebody like Russell Wilson, he is the only one doing anything on that team, Yeah. So that's why I feel like if you can take the MVP out of the team, and that team still function, regardless of who it is.
Very true.
That's why I gotta put the running back, man.
All right.
Do you think
number 2 on his list?
Do you think a wide receiver can ever win MVP? That's a position that's like, I don't know.
They always end up getting the offensive player of the year just because they are dependent on the quarterback throwing the ball to them. Anytime the receiver gets a touchdown, the quarterback gets a touchdown too, unless it's like a handoff in the backfield. Yeah. So it's like, has a wide receiver ever?
I don't think so. That's what I'm even thinking of. Jerry Rice. Did he ever win MVP?
That's a good question. People in the comments, put it down. Has a wide receiver ever won MVP?
If so, tell us who and the year.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to, fact check, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't think so. But yeah. It's a running back. I'll run it a running back. The wide receiver shares his touchdown with the quarterback.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the blockers. But
yeah. Nobody's giving love to blockers.
I know.
They don't even get stats. They don't get how many sacks prevented or anything like that. It's just how many games did you play? Exactly. That's like the only stat you ever see for
how many times did you wear your jersey on the field? That's so true.
Hey, linemen lives matter too.
They do. Are you kidding me? Without the linemen, there is no blind side. I mean, there would be multiple blind sides.
Exactly.
So, yeah, those are my guys, man. And I pray for the day a running back wins it, because, hey, LaDainian Tomlinson, he did it. Adrian Peterson did it. They can do it again.
Very
AK,
true.
baby. AK-41 is what we call him. Woo! I hate to say it, I sure love that he's to the Patriots. This guy hates the Saints for some
It's
reason.
not that I hate the Saints. I just hate seeing you so excited about them.
Why? It's my team.
Because I just like seeing that smile be less shiny. Let me tell y'all something about Tim. Tim is the type, I don't think I've ever seen Tim not smile. It's either he's got like a little smirk or it's the full.
It's the full.
I don't think I've ever seen Tim not smile.
Dead.
I'm just waiting for the day that I can say, Tim, why aren't you smiling today?
Bro, what do you mean? Minnesota Miracle.
The gym's probably the only place for Tim not smile, just because he's on that bench. You ain't got time to smile. But like outside, I need to see Tim. I want to see it just to say that I live to see a blue moon.
I said a blue moon. Hey, brother. First and foremost, I can go the same for you. Even though, yes, I do smile often, but every time I interact with you, Brandon's either smiling or laughing at me about something else. So the only times you would probably see it, now that we have this, the podcast, Overtime with B&T, let it be known, however the Saints games go moving forward, even in the playoffs, like we make it to the playoffs, because the Minnesota Miracle and the non-call, I literally didn't talk to anybody for 2 weeks. I did not talk to people for 2 weeks. I'm not joking. You think I'm playing? In my life now, the love that I have for football, the love that I have for my Saints, that is, especially the way it happens, oh my God.
Oh, man.
There has never been more dramatic exits from the playoffs than the Saints. And if we are witness of another one in 2021, you will see me with no smiles. Unhappy camper.
Listen, that minute the Saints lose, I am starting up the podcast and I'm inviting you to that because I need to see that. I need to see it just to say that I saw it.
This guy said the minute, like he's already projected. Fam, we're not losing. We're going to get Gilly Lock. We're going to go to the playoffs. We're going to make a deep run and pray it's a Super Bowl season. Even if we don't win the Super Bowl, as long as we just make it there, that's all I'm hoping for. Yeah.
Anyway,
right
before we close things off, we are doing our weekly picks.
Yes, sir. Tonight, the game's already started, actually.
Yes, the Falcons versus Panthers. It's currently 3-0 for the Falcons, but who do you think's winning? There's only 11 minutes in the first.
We didn't even talk about the Falcons. These guys just love to be messing up.
We don't discuss that team right now. We don't discuss that team. They're irrelevant.
Don't score the touchdown. Got it. Touchdown. Falcons against the Panthers. I want the Panthers to win. My boy Teddy Two Gloves, Teddy Bridgewater, a.k.a. the former Saints member. I'm saying he knows how to put up points. So they're going 24-20, 24-17.
For Panthers?
For Panthers, yes, sir.
I think the Panthers win same thing, 24-10.
Yeah. Falcons are dead right now.
Unless Julio has something to say about that.
I mean, we hope. I want Julio to succeed. That's why I want him to leave. But he wants to stay. Let him stay.
Free Julio. Anyways, exactly. So on to our Sunday games. First game up. New England Patriots versus Buffalo Bills.
Ooh. Man.
Bills winning that.
Oh, he's being honest.
Be honest. Oh my God. Bills win 31 to 14.
This guy said 31-14. There's no way.
I'm being generous, giving us 2 touchdowns.
This game is single-handedly going to determine what that AFC division is going to look for the next 2 years. And you're giving up already? Whew.
They still play them one more time, but this week I don't think they win.
I think you're right too. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like you say it is. I feel like Cam is finally going to score a touchdown, but it's not going to be enough. Kind of like the Seahawks game. I think it's going to be 21-24.
21-24.
Yeah.
So how's that go? Like a game-winning field goal, or the Patriots aren't able to score?
Exactly. There you go. You hit the nail on the point. They're just going to be it'll be too far, but then Cam will just drop some points and just come close, but just not enough.
Okay. All right. This is one that I'm really interested in. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens.
The ultimate AFC rivalry. You have Ed Reed, or the spirit of Ed Reed, and the spirit of Toyo Polamalu. Hey!
Mm-hmm.
Steelers. Iron Curtain, baby.
You got the steel curtain, sir.
We're calling it Iron Curtain. Steel curtain. Sorry, it's in the name. Mm-hmm. Iron, steel, whatever you want to call it. The curtain is coming down on my boy, or David's boy, Lamar Jackson, or Mahomes' son, Lamar Jackson.
Don't let him hear you say that.
Sorry, David, heard me. Until he beats Mahomes, playoffs, divisional, doesn't matter, season, he's his son. So, yes.
Yes,
Jackson,
I got the Steelers winning that one.
Blowout or not?
If they go up by 10 points, you know that magic number. Listen, for those of you who aren't aware, I'm not sure of our demographic who's listening to this. I assume football fan, but
yes, sir.
Lamar Jackson is 0-5 in games where he is trailing by at 10 points or more at any point in the game. If he goes down by 10, he's not winning the game. He's winless in games where he goes down by 10. So
basically speaking, what Brandon is saying, if I would just, reiterate his words, if the game starts and the Steelers are winning by 10 points in the first quarter, if you're a Ravens fan, you might as well just leave because the game is over. The game is done.
Listen, sorry. If he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. But as of right now, based on what I've seen, if they go down by 10, you're losing the game.
And until he proves us wrong, we are as confident as ever that the Steelers will destroy the Ravens by more than 10 points, too. It's going to be 34-24.
34-24?
Yeah.
I say 21.
Oh, 21, even less. Okay, sure. Perfect. Let's go.
Next up, Indianapolis Colts versus the Detroit Lions.
Ooh.
I go with the Colts for this one.
You go with the Colts? You know what? I'm going to be dark on this one. I like what the Lions are doing. They just got Everson Griffiths. I just spat all over my computer screen. But they just got Griffiths from
Griffin.
Griffiths. Hey. Griffin from the Cowboys. So yeah. I feel like they're taking their season seriously. Mm-hmm. Now that it's not just a team that's just going to go out and suck.
They're 3-3 now. Wow.
When was the last time the Lions were 3-3? Let's just think about that.
Oh, wow.
So, Colts, I don't trust their quarterback, so I'm going Lions with this. It's going to be a close game, but I'm saying
I say 35-28.
I say 35. Yeah, I was just about to say 35-28. Lions. You?
I got Colts.
Oh, Colts. Okay, we'll see.
Oy, the Minnesota Vikings versus the Green Bay Packers.
North NFC rival. This is always a rival.
I don't know what it is that happened to the Vikings this year. Like they look bad. Like just bad right now.
You thought that win against the Saints in overtime made Kirk Cousins somebody other than who he was? He is who you thought he was, fam. Kirk Cousins is trash.
11 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. He's been horrendous so far. But he passes for a lot of yards, but mainly it's a lot of comeback yards. The Drew Brees special, but neither here nor there.
It will be neither. It's not here. It's not here or there. It's neither. It's neither of those.
I got the Packers winning 35-17.
Yeah, it's going to be a blowout. 35-17. I might even go 42-17. They might get up in the 40s, but I'm expecting Didn't they blow them out in the? Oh no, that was the Vikings.
Week 1. That was week 1.
No, I was thinking of the. Yeah, no, it was them.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of the after they beat the Saints in overtime in the wild card. They played the Packers, or did they play the 49ers?
They played the 49ers and they lost.
They got blown out, yeah. Regardless of which, it will be a repeat of that. And the Packers will be winning in the 40s to 21 or something like that. They'll be winning by 20 points.
All right. Tennessee Titans versus Cincinnati Bengals.
Side note, Panthers just scored a touchdown. Petty, too close, baby. Yeah.
Anyways.
Sorry, what?
Tennessee Titans versus Bengals.
Man, they're going to run a rough shot on Joe Burrow. Yeah. They might even bring in
I got Titans winning.
Just to tackle Joe Burrow. Titans are winning this game. 31-17.
Yeah, I'd go with that too. I'd say that too. I think them missing the Carlos Dunlap.
Gone.
Unless they have somebody there who I don't watch Bengals game.
The Bengals have it's crazy, but the Bengals wide receiver core is very, very good.
Yes, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins.
Green.
But it's AJ. He looks like a shell of himself.
100%. It's not AJ Green from Fitzpatrick. Andy Dalton's playoffs run, but he still can catch a ball, and he's not dropping balls at least.
Hey, but all those injuries caught up to him. It's looking like.
And the Bengals will never, ever trade for somebody else. They'll never get somebody good. They love to not spend money on people. So,
what's really in Cincinnati? Who goes to Cincinnati? Who's going to be I'm going on a road trip to Cincinnati?
And their jerseys are just trash.
I'm okay with the jersey. I like the Tigers theme.
I like the tiger part, but the way the colors just come together, it never I hated that. What was it the all black and then the
black with the orange? I prefer the orange and white. Orange and white. Yes.
Me too. But when that old Ocho Cinco jersey, I'm just golly, this looks like a losing team. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I go with Titans 31-17. Yeah.
Okay. Las Vegas Raiders versus Cleveland Browns.
Ooh. Well, we just talked about our boy. The Raiders aren't a team to beat.
I like the Raiders. I like the Raiders for this one, but I ain't confident in picking it.
Me, literally, I was just about to say, I'm the Raiders got exposed. I'm not gonna lie. They should
they faced one of the best teams in the league, so
true. But still, without Darren Waller, what are you?
True.
Nothing really. So I would say that they're literally almost the same as the Browns. If anything, if the game would tie, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm gonna go with the Raiders as well. 21-17.
I'd say it's a 3-point game. I'd say 20-17 is my pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the Raiders. New York Jets versus the Chiefs. How much points are the Chiefs winning by?
Wait, haven't they played each other already? Oh no, that was the Broncos.
Yeah. Right now, the Chiefs are a 19.5 favorite.
19.5.
That's the biggest favorite right now for the week.
What? 19.5? Holy. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give the Jets a chance. They got my boy. What's his name? Aaron Donald or Andy Darnold? Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
With the real Darnold stand up. No, they're getting blown out. I might say this will be the first 50-point game.
50, huh?
Yeah, 50 to 17 or 14 or something.
You're being very generous. I was going to say 10.
Oh, jeez. 50 to 10. Yeah, I'll say 50 to 14. They scored 2 touchdowns. End of the game, maybe.
We'll see. We will see. Moving on.
The Jets.
LA Rams versus Miami Dolphins.
So you're telling me Tua's first game on the field is going to be against Aaron Donald
and Jalen Ramsey.
And before he even gets to throw the ball to Jalen Ramsey, he's going to have to throw past
Aaron Donald.
Well, I just pray that the Lions they're going to lose the game, obviously. But I just pray that the offensive line for the Dolphins
gives him a little bit of time.
They may have to put like 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, get a flag for having too many players on the field just to keep that kid alive, because Aaron Donald is unforgiving. It would have been the same for Khalil Mack. Bottom line, you're going up against an MVP defensive player. So, yeah, it's going to be – they're going to lose by 2 points, and Fitzpatrick is going to be upset. But the Rams are winning that game. I say 24-14 or something.
All right. I'm fine with that. Dolphins, they have some guys out there that can – I like the defense that they have. They're not world beaters, but there's certain aspects where you'd be like, okay, I see you. Like, so we'll see.
Yeah,
I
agree with that. Record alive. What are they?
They're 500 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, solid, but just wrong team to be. Like if they had gone up against somebody like the Jets right now, maybe the Jets, or even like maybe the Lions, I'd have better hope. But not the Rams, man. Not the Rams.
All right. LA Chargers versus Denver Broncos.
Ooh. My boy,
I like the Chargers.
Well.
I like
Chargers. Chargers are taking that. Nothing to sneeze over.
You know, it's a division game, so.
Yeah, but think about it. This is Herbert's first game against the Broncos. He's not really like about that. Like they don't know him other than he's strong, he's tall, he can throw. This kid's a good player, so I'll say.
I got Chargers. Yep. Chargers by 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're a 3-point favorite as well. So
exactly.
I say 24-21.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is also a nice one. The New Orleans Saints versus the Chicago Bears.
Who that saying is gonna beat them Saints? Not the Bears. Not the Bears. Saints.
Yeah, I got the Saints in that one.
Darn straight. Well, could Foles? Oh, Foles has never beaten the Saints, even when he was on the Eagles.
The Magic Man.
The Magic Man. That pass rush needs to get to him. If it gets to him and prevents him from throwing, like, let me just say this: every time the quarterback, the opponent's quarterback throws the ball in the air for anything longer than 40 yards, every Saints fan holds their breath because it's either going to be a touchdown, a PEI, or both. So I'm praying that we can get to Foles before he releases the ball, and we can keep Drew Brees alive from Khalil Mack. I want to see the Saints by at least 1 touchdown, 27-21.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that score.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Another interesting game. The San Francisco 49ers versus Seattle Seahawks.
Rematch from that epic game last season.
Both of those games were epic.
I know. Overtime, stuff on the line.
Yep, bars.
Hey, you know me. What's it called? I say Seahawks, bro. I gotta go with Mr. Unlimited.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
I'm going 49ers in another upset.
Nail biter or just like a
close one?
Close one, field goal?
I think it's tie game going into like the last drive. I think we see a George Kittle play. Sort of like what he did versus your Saints.
Listen, no. Seahawks are bad, but not that bad. They, at least when they tackle, they bring a person down. It's just that they don't get to tackle.
All right. We'll see how that's. I say 38-35. Game-winning field goal.
I was going to say about 40. I was going to say like 42-38 or something like that. It's going to be a field goal again. We're basically saying the same thing, but just in reverse. Because I know if what's name has the ball in his hand in the end of the game, they're going to win. Seahawks.
Hey, I think Kittle has a big game. I don't
for sure.
Unless they have Bobby Wagner on him for the majority of the game. I don't think Bobby Wagner can deal with Kittle, but Jamal Adams ain't coming back either.
I know. There's a lot of things stacked up against them. They're coming off a loss.
I'm gonna be watching this one though. That's for sure. It's the 4:25 game. So
they didn't even practice either, too. Man, it's gonna suck for the Seahawks.
And then a snooze fest of a prime time: the Cowboys versus the Eagles.
How is this still prime time?
I guess they were assuming it'd be Dak playing. You know how those Cowboys are. They always get blessed with primetime games.
Like, this is unreal. I guess, yeah, you don't expect Dak to be injured when you're kind of listing out this thing, but like, still, they should just change it. Like, you know what, Dak is
going. They flexed it. Like, they always flex games here and there. So, like, why couldn't they flex this one to, like, a 1 p.m. game or something?
Like a Tuesday morning when no one's awake and the Eagles can just quietly win.
So we got the Eagles?
The Eagles are winning this game. Who's the quarterback?
Yeah, some rookie.
Third string quarterbacks? Yep. Come on. Eagles, like, this now more than ever. Like,
but I feel like the Eagles are going to make it closer than it should.
Yeah, of course they will. But I'm just saying now more than ever should the Eagles, like, make a statement by winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other wins that they were, like, you know, against the Giants. You could say the Giants, yeah, but
I go 21-10 for Eagles.
That's not bad, actually. That's pretty good. I was gonna say 24-14. So basically by 10 points.
All right. Cool.
Zeke will have like a 1 touchdown just to redeem himself, but that's about it.
All right. Then we have the Monday game.
Last game.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New York Giants.
It's the Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. Get it right.
Sorry.
Gronkaneers.
Sorry.
Man's just literally, we will not be putting AB on our team. He just doesn't fit our culture. 5 weeks later, AB's been signed to the Buccaneers. If anyone was trying to tell me that, Bruce Arians still has control of this team, miss me with that nonsense, okay?
You remember that scene from The Dark Knight Rises when the dude's yelling at Bane? He's like, I'm in control. And then Bane just puts his hand on his neck. He's like, I'm in control. And
Bruce like, in charge. You're evil. Unnecessary evil. Wait.
Oh, here he goes.
Unnecessary evil.
I just want you guys who are probably listening, he just put the side of his headphones in front of his face to try to replicate. You gotta love Tim for you.
I'm sorry, I just blew out everyone's ears. I'm so sorry. All those who are listening, whether on the YouTube or just listening to it, listen to the podcast, I'm sorry, but let's just be honest. The Buccaneers against the Giants. It would have been nice if Tom Brady was playing against Eli Manning, but come on. After seeing Daniel Jones not get that 90-yard touchdown, Danny Dimes, more like Danny Pennies, because he can't take a fool.
Well, we're Canadians. We don't have pennies. We only deal with nickels.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad. We got rid of the penny. Yeah, Danny Nickel. That's what I'll call him, Danny Nickel. Because he couldn't even make it to the end zone.
So how much are the Buccaneers winning by?
They might even kill Danny Dimes with their linebacker core.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying 35-10.
Okay.
35-10. Give Tom Brady another win. Get it over with.
I agree. Hey. Well, that's all the picks for today. Well, hopefully we get them right.
We got a couple right last week, you know. Well, you got the Cardinals one right. Like,
yes,
exactly.
I also got the Steelers one right as well.
The Steelers one. I was like, did I pick the Titans? I did pick the Titans.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you said for King Henry.
Hey, he almost King
Listen,
Henry
there was
himself.
2 games that I was really upset about. I picked the Bengals to beat the Browns, but I was not expecting Baker to just play flawless from after the interception. I was not expecting that. That was one I wish I had back, and the Falcons one. Oh, yeah. Those two ones, I wish I had those ones back.
Did I get any right? I don't know if I called any correctly.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, there was a couple. I don't remember, but yeah, the Cardinals one, I was just like, oh, baby, please don't let me. When the when the what's it called, Megatron or DK Metcalf stopped Buda Baker, I'm like, yes, man, it's gonna be wrong. And then when they got the ball back in overtime, I'm like, yes, man, it's gonna be wrong. And then he throws the pick, and I'm like, oh god.
Oh man.
But yeah. So yeah, no, I think we're getting more and more accurate as the season goes. That's pretty cool.
It's a lot
that.
easier than it was like the first couple weeks because you don't really
Yeah.
have much to work off. There was no preseason.
That's true. Even with the points and like the way the game is playing out, because like we're now seeing the teams be fully fleshed to who they are. So we know which team is gonna go, right to the wire. We know who's gonna get blown out, and by the points too. So we're getting good at this.
Well, that is a wrap on episode 5 of Overtime with B and T. Just some quick announcements. We are now on almost all streaming platforms. We're on Spotify. We're on Google. We're still waiting for iTunes to verify us, and a couple of those other smaller podcasts.
Just want to say shout outs to Brandon, who's doing all this techie savvy stuff, because that's not me. I'm the graphics guy. So pleased to inform you that the next time you see us, we were going to have a logo, not the intro yet, but we will have a logo that maybe it will pop up on the side while we're talking so you can see it. Maybe, we can add some additions to it, but not a name. We have a time schedule. I guess we just keep it Thursdays. We talk until the next season starts, right? Overtime, the last stop before the new week. Football. That's our catchphrase. I don't know. I just made it up. But yeah,
I like it.
So I'm super excited. Thank you again for everybody who's listening. I know we always go overtime. We said it was going to be 1 hour today. The gym is basically closing. I'm going to have to work out at home.
We were having a little bit of fun, so it's all good.
When we start, we don't stop. When we start, we don't stop. I love that.
I will leave all the links in the description to all the places you can catch it if you prefer to listen instead of watch. I know some people don't have YouTube Premium, so once you hit that lock button, all the sound stops, which I still think is stupid that they're making people pay for that feature.
It's disgusting. I refuse to get premium.
Money. You know how it is. Always
everything.
Money.
Remember when everything used to be an actual trial? And they wouldn't actually take your money away from. Now you have to actually get the trial and pay for it. So it's like, bruh, I just want Photoshop for free. I just want YouTube for free. That's it.
Yeah, man.
That's business, baby.
It is. But I appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll tune in next week for episode 6.
Whew.
Hopefully the Patriots give me something to talk about by then.
I know. I'm hoping the things that I want to see. Patriots dub for sure. I want to see a Saints dub. And I want to see some pretty cool. That will be the next talk because that'll be the end of the draft. The draft on Tuesday, I think, is the end of the draft week, or it's not draft. Trade.
Trade deadline. Yes, we'll have some talks about that as well.
That'll be the first talk. Talking about Gilly Lock is still on the team. Is Cam Newton still on the team? Is Drew Brees still on the team? Who knows? So that's gonna be fun.
All right, guys, you take care. You have a good night or morning or afternoon, depending on when you're listening to this. Peace out.
Hold it down. Overtime.
Saints fans can't stand them.
I don't know why. We've suffered for so long. We used to have bags on our heads. Come on.